Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newbold and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to the 117th episode of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim Owen Van Stratton, joined by Rodney Newbold on a great Tuesday night. Rodney, this is our final week before the holiday break. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one. How are you?
Yeah, man, I think so too. I think it's going to be a good one too. A couple weeks off after this. The final Tuesday show of 2025. Have no fear. We'll be back on Tuesday nights in 2026, but we're moving the Friday show to Thursday night. So a pair of 9 p.m. shows. We'll see how that goes. Trial run, 6 months or so. If we want to change it for the football season, we'll change it for the football season.
That's a great announcement. That's a great announcement. Here's a new show time. We'll see how it goes. We might change it.
Just put it out there that it could change after a few months, but at least the first 6 months it'll stay the same. We'll give them plenty of warning if we move times. But anyways, doing well. A little heat wave now. We talked about Friday how balls cold it was. Now a little heat wave in 9 days from now. We're supposed to get 60 degrees. So It will not be a white Christmas here in the Central Illinois.
For all my Central Illinois peeps, we're going to get sick as hell. Like all this weather changing, all these temperatures changing, the drastic changes from like 7 degrees to Thursday, we got 50 degrees, and that's going to go down to the 40s and then close to 60 for Christmas. We're going to get the sniffles. It's going to be bad, but we're going to power through. And yeah, I guess it isn't a horrible thing, though, that it's not just like downpour snow and freezing on Christmas, because it's like if you're going to a relative's house and stuff, like, because Christmas usually, like, most people, they got to like get in their car and go somewhere. But
typically, yes.
No, it's like, okay, yeah. It's
traveling going on. So, yeah, you're right. Like, you should stay safe, normal driving conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, because Thanksgiving wasn't bad, but the weekend after and then this last weekend was not good. Not good. So luckily we'll avoid that the next 10 days or so.
We got comments, by the way. So my mom watching in. Hi, Mom. How are you? Yeah, in case anyone wants to chime in, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Twitter, go ahead, share your thoughts. We got a lot of football to get to. Rodney alerted me earlier today that the college football playoff starts on Friday.
Yeah,
I was not mentally prepared. So was it one Friday game and then 3 Saturday games? Is that right?
I believe that's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
One Friday night game. And so last year, if I remember right, it was Indiana and Notre Dame on Friday night, and there just wasn't really that buzz. Notre Dame smashed Indiana last year. But I feel like I don't know if I like the Friday night games. Like college is meant for Saturday.
Hate it.
I think you could find a way to do like 11, 2:30, 5, and 7:30 and be just fine, right?
Yeah, so you stack them all, put them all on Saturday. Yeah, I'm good with that. Part of me, though, also thinks that maybe they're a little scared of running into the NFL, because now the NFL is rubbing its greedy little paws together and saying, "Ooh, Saturdays now." Because that's what the NFL likes to do. And we got 2 Saturday games, Eagles, Commanders, and Packers, Bears, Saturday night. So maybe college football playoffs a little concerned about going up against the NFL, but like, this is your day. This is your day. College football, like, screw the NFL.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what they're going to do.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But yeah, Friday night's interesting. We'll see how that goes. But Gateway Sportsnet checking in. Let's go Bears. Big Bears fan. A lot of Bears love around here, man. Everywhere I go, there's Bears. Guys I didn't even know knew what Bears were, wearing Bears hats and Bears shirts and Bears jerseys. It's a good time to be in the sports memorabilia world around here, and people wanting their Bears stuff to check out. okay, Bears beat the Packers. They're pretty much in the playoffs. So I guess bear down? Question mark.
I mean, not just in, but they would be 11-4. The Packers would be 9-5-1.
Yeah.
With 2 weeks to go.
Yeah. They'd be a game and a half up with two to go.
So basically, it would be a you win one of your next 2 games, or the Packers lose one of their next 2 games, and you got the division. Now, the downside of that is the Bears end the season at San Francisco. That's a tough game, and then against the Detroit team that might still be in contention for the final wild card. I don't know. We'll see. And then the Packers, meanwhile, end the year hosting the Ravens and then at Minnesota. So, like, the Packers definitely have the schedule advantage those last 2 weeks, but like Saturday does feel an awful lot like if the Bears are serious football team, because I've been talking shit on the Bears all year. Like, let's call it what it is. I've said, the schedule's been it's been easy. They're barely beating teams and call it boy wonder and generational QB and all that may be the case, but they're 10-4. Like, they're winning football games. And they had a dominant win against Cleveland. It came at a great time when Detroit and Green Bay both lost. And now, like, you have an opportunity to really say we have arrived. So I can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome.
Micah Parsons will be out for this game. Christian Watson likely not going to play in this game. I mean, it is one of those years where a lot of things seem to be going directly the Bears' way. I'm with you. Like, we dogged on them. We've been pretty hard on the Bears, but I'm going to give them their credit. But I'm also going to say these are the type of seasons where, like, everything seems to go your way, and that is the case for the Bears. But you need that in the NFL. Like, you got to have a little bit of that in the NFL. I mean, shoot, the Chiefs had years of that where they were not only good, but they had a lot of things go their way. So big breaks there. I'm guessing Watson won't play. I know Parsons won't play.
Sunday we lost Patrick Mahomes. We lost Micah Parsons. We've had quite a few torn ACLs this football season, have we not?
Seems like it. And those were both brutal and, kind of within a few hours of each other. Now, Mahomes obviously was a little bit earlier and Parsons was in the later game, but those were not good. Not good. And then we did have Grandpa playing as well. We don't forget about Grandpa playing.
Are you talking about Grandpa Rogers, or who are we talking about?
Well, both. I mean, he played Monday night.
He's not Grandpa. See, Grandpa to me is Rogers. I go Old Man Rivers for Philip Rivers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Old Man Rivers. Which, can we just talk about, like, for being on his couch a week ago and out of the game for 5 years, I have seen many quarterbacks in the last 5 years who are actively playing football look much worse than Philip Rivers did on Sunday.
Yeah. Now, my question is going to be if the Colts get down 10 or 14 points and he's got to throw the ball downfield a little bit.
Right. He can't. No, I mean, no, the throws had 0 zip. I think the average completion was about 4 yards. I think he had one play to Pierce that went for 20 plus yards, but for the most part, every other receiver's longest catch was somewhere in the teens. Like, it's all short yards by design. Yeah. But, like, I'm saying we see short yardage quarterbacks now, and, like, I'm just saying, if you would have told me, if you wouldn't have told me that Philip Rivers had been out of the NFL for 5 years, I would have been like, okay, yeah, it's another crappy backup quarterback playing. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this guy's 44 and was coaching his high school football team a couple weeks ago. I would not have thought that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and gosh, they were a possession or so away from winning the game too, which would have been quite the story, winning in Seattle. But didn't get it done. Now the Colts are in big trouble.
Yeah, well, Colts are done. They're done. They're 8-6. They've lost 4 in a row. They end the year against San Francisco, Jacksonville, and Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's over for them. Speaking of over, so here are some of the teams that were eliminated officially on Sunday. And if you have any words, any thoughts that you want to share, go ahead and share them now. Of course, everyone's talking about the end of the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty. Is it the end of the dynasty, or is this just a year off? Is this Tom Brady tears his ACL and the Patriots missed the playoffs in 2008, or is this, hey, the Chiefs, Andy Reid might call it quits? Travis Kelce, a lot of people think Kelsey's going to retire. Where are you at with that?
Yeah, I think he's going to retire as well. I think he's done. I think it looks more of a rebuild than it does a reload, to be quite honest with you. I think there's an opportunity later in his career if Mahomes gets the correct help that he can make another run, but I don't see it being immediate. I think they've got to get some new players. They got to stock up. I mean, they would help themselves by losing the final 3 games and getting a little bit better pick here. Who is their backup now? I'm not sure who's starting for them.
Gardner Minshew.
Oh yeah. So he's not bad. And so they may sneak a win in there too, but they probably shouldn't win any of these games. Finish 6-11 and get a 8th pick or whatever they get and just start building from there. I think it's a rebuild and not a reload.
It's a strange year for the Chiefs, who are plus 60 in their point differential.
Yeah, that's wild.
But yet 6-8. It's really the opposite of last year. Like last year, they won all these close games. This year, they just lost all those close games. But yeah, I as long as Patrick Mahomes plays at a high level, I'm not going to say that the Chiefs are done, because I think that he's still proven that he is an elite quarterback who's not. Right. It's not like the guy's 39 years old, and we're talking about the end of his career here. But of course, coming off an injury, the first real significant injury of his career, we'll have to see. So the Chiefs are done. The Cincinnati Bengals, who you and I were shockingly high on before the season started, officially are done at 4-10. They make me sad. The Miami Dolphins. I'm surprised that the Miami Dolphins lasted as long as they did. I thought the Dolphins would be fighting with the Jets and the Browns and the Titans as the worst team in the AFC. But the Dolphins are 6-8. They're the same as the Chiefs right now. And but like watching them on Monday night was awful. Was awful. And I know that we talked a little bit a while ago about Tua and all the dead cap that they would have to pay by letting him go. But the more I watch him, the more I'm like, I think they just need to let him go. And like,
I do too.
And it comes down to like, okay, so you either pay $52 million to have him on your team and be your quarterback and do this again, or $52 million to just go away, and then you can reassess the quarterback position however you see fit, whether it's drafting someone, whether it's a cheap veteran backup, like whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's time to cut ties with him. And, Kansas City was getting a bunch of praise as they made it back to, 1-4 in a row, and they were 6-7. But then last night it was like, okay, you weren't really all that competitive. And then they didn't really show much urgency to even try to win late in that game. And just an odd team. And I do think it is time, if you're going to keep your head coach, maybe, I don't know. I think they could keep him, but I think it's time to maybe look at the different direction at quarterback, because Tua ain't it for them.
The Atlanta Falcons, were they eliminated before this week? Well, they're eliminated now. That was the only other team that I've seen that's officially eliminated from contention. They're interesting too, because they're only 2 games out of first place in the division with 3 weeks left. But because Tampa Bay and Carolina play each other twice, and because Atlanta is like, did they lose both of them to both those teams? No, they beat Tampa. They beat Tampa. Did they split? I think they. No, well, they lost both to Carolina, and then they split with Tampa Bay. But either way, however the math works out, Tampa or Atlanta's out officially.
Well, yeah, because if Carolina wins both games and so does Atlanta, and they tie, which I guess there's 3 games up. But anyways,
so they would be. So if they tied, okay, I think I know why. Because if they split, and let's say they ended up both of them ended up 8-9, right? And Atlanta won out. So all three of those teams were 8-9. Carolina would still have the tiebreaker over Atlanta because they've won both games head to head. So there's no way that Atlanta would be the division winner just because they've already lost the head to head to one of those teams. Now, if they would have split with Carolina,
right,
and then it would have been a three-way tie, and they were all 1-1 against each other, then I think it would have been different. But because of that second loss to Carolina, then they're eliminated.
Yeah,
which was that, if you remember, it was a few weeks ago. It was that really bad overtime loss where Atlanta was up, but then Carolina came back in the second half, and then Carolina beat them in Atlanta in overtime. So that's literally what's cost them the season.
Yeah, 2 out of 3, Tampa and Carolina now in these last 3 weeks. I mean, I still think Tampa's the better team, but man, they haven't shown it. They haven't shown it, and they've really struggled. Now, maybe getting away from home where they've lost their last 2, maybe going on the road will help them. But big game, Tampa, Carolina this coming weekend.
This is where you have to feel sad that one of basically Green Bay, Detroit, San Francisco, or Seattle will miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
And one of Tampa Bay or Carolina will make the playoffs.
Yeah, because you're going to get 5-seeded Seattle at 4-seed Tampa, and Seattle's going to be favored.
Yeah. Would Tampa Bay or Carolina as that 4 seed in the NFC be favored against any wild card team? Is there any wild card team that you could see there that they would be like, all right, I'm going to take the NFC South winner at home there?
No, because Seattle, San Francisco, Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay.
Yeah.
No.
Even if it was Bears at Bucks. Let's say that's the 5-4. Are the Bears favorites?
I think so. I think they're 2.5-point favorites.
I think they're favorites against Carolina. I don't think they're favorites against Tampa.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to find this one out, but it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, but that's probably the only team they're favored against.
Yeah.
And here we are saying they're favored against the Bears when the Bears might end up being the freaking 1 seed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They absolutely could be. So as it stands right now, the current playoff picture with 3 weeks to go. So in the NFC, the Rams are the 1 seed. That was a really nice win they had against the Lions. The game against Seattle on Thursday, the Rams do have, so they did beat Seattle earlier this year.
Yes.
So if the Rams win, they will for sure have the tiebreaker against Seattle, which is huge because then it essentially makes it a 2-game, that puts Seattle in like a 2-game deficit, essentially.
With 2 to go.
With 2 to go, right. And then Rams, do they finish up? So they're done with San Francisco. They split against San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they get Arizona. So the Rams would get Arizona here still, and Arizona looks like a gimme at this point.
Yeah, Arizona at home, and then Atlanta Monday Night Football week. Week 17.
Rams are going to.
So yeah.
I think the Rams are the number 1 seed. They may lose to Seattle, but still have a pretty good shot at grabbing the 1 seed back because they should. I mean, they should at minimum go 2-1.
Yeah, Seahawks finished the year at the Panthers, at the 49ers. So I think the Rams are definitely in the driver's seat there for that 1 seed. And you have the Bears, you have the Eagles, who I feel like if there's one certainty right now, it's that the Eagles are sitting right there in that 3 seed. That feels like it's going to be where we're at. Yeah. And
like I told you 4 days ago, the NFC East is over, and it is.
Well, yeah, now it is. Technically not, somehow. Technically, somehow, the Cowboys are still in it because of that tie. But, yeah. It was over. I believe, it was over
all year.
Yeah. I believe now, mathematically, the only way for the Dallas Cowboys to make the playoffs is by going 3-0 and the Eagles going 0-3. That would include the Eagles losing to the Commanders, the Bills, and then who's one more team that they face? Do you
Commanders
remember?
Again, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, yes, Commanders twice. That's right. Yes, so it's Commanders, Bills, and Commanders again. Yeah.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota twice.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say the Eagles won the division. Congratulations. Chess, not checkers for your boy Sirianni.
Correct.
NFC South, Tampa Bay right now, as of now, has the 4 seed. And then your wild card teams. I would be hard pressed to find a year with stronger wild card teams than Seattle at 11-3, San Francisco at 10-4, and Green Bay at 9-4-1. With Detroit at 8-6 lurking, and Detroit a team that I think a lot of people expected to be better than all of them going into the season.
Pretty good NFC.
Let me ask you this, Rodney. So as it stands today in the NFC, the season ended right now. The first round would be Green Bay at Chicago. Pretty good. It would be San Francisco at Philadelphia. And it would be Seattle at Tampa Bay. I feel confident saying Green Bay would be a favorite at Chicago, considering Green Bay is a favorite at Chicago right now going into Saturday. I feel good about Seattle being a favorite at Tampa Bay. Would San Francisco be a favorite at Philadelphia, thus making all 3 of the wildcard teams in the NFC favorites on the road?
No, Eagles would be a favorite. Eagles -3.
Against San Francisco? It'd be close. Yeah. It'd be like a 2.5 to 3 point spread. Yeah.
Yeah, Eagles would be a favorite. They're still, I know they've struggled, but they're still the Super Bowl champions, and they've kind of been, Vegas has kind of said that all year. Like, they've been favorites in all these games, even in their struggles. Yeah, I think it's like 3-point favorite for Philadelphia. And I would take Philly, Green Bay, and Seattle.
So you take 2 of the 3 road teams.
Yeah.
But shockingly, you're going with Philadelphia. All right.
Yeah, and then Philly wins the next round, and it's Philly, LA, and LA for the NFC title game.
So if that happened, if that was the case, so then Philly would host Seattle.
Yeah, see the Seahawks.
And then Green Bay would be at the Rams. Yeah, and then you get Philly at the Rams. That'd be a hell of an NFC title game.
Yeah, it would. It would. And I'm taking the Eagles to win on the road.
That's disgusting. All right, moving on. AFC playoff picture. The Denver Broncos are now the 1 seed at 12-2.
Unbelievable.
Bo Nix and the Broncos, 12-2. Best record in the NFL. That was a great win that they had against Green Bay. It's one of those things, man, where it's like, no one is going to sit here today and say, man, I'm going to take the Broncos to go to the Super Bowl just because, Bo Nix, whatever, say what you will. But like, who in their right mind wants to go to Denver in January to face that defense? Like,
yeah,
that's going to be a tough game. And like, the Broncos are 3-1 in a tough division. They're 7-2 in the AFC right now. Like, they've won how many in a row now? 10 in a row?
I think.
Like, yeah. So at some point, we can't just be like, oh, Bo Nix, when like that clearly is not the case in this year's NFL, where Mahomes is going to miss the playoffs, where Lamar Jackson is currently outside the playoffs, where Josh Allen's barely in the playoffs. Like, okay, yeah, it could be Bo Nix, could be Drake May, could be Trevor Lawrence. Like, we have no idea what we're going to get in the AFC.
Yeah, we don't, but I'm going to go a hot take here, and I'll skip right through the seedings that you're going to tell me here in a minute. But it's Buffalo. It's Josh Allen. He's the best of the quarterbacks, and he's going to find his way in. This is his opportunity. He's going to make it happen. Buffalo, Philadelphia. Crash course.
So the Super Bowl that you predicted before the year started.
Yeah. Why change?
Why change? If Buffalo gets in, they're probably okay. If Buffalo gets in at any seed, even if it's like a 6 or 7 seed, are they going to be the betting favorite to win the AFC going into the playoffs?
Probably.
Are they right now?
I don't know for sure.
Pull that up. Like, oh, you're phoneless.
phoneless, but I will.
Oh,
That's brutal, huh? I know. I
oh.
went several hours. I'll be back here soon with it, but
You don't realize how much you depend on the
oh,
thing until it's
so
gone,
bad.
and then once it's gone, it's
It's
like
so bad.
everything feels terrible.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to futures here. Conference winner. The Bills are second in the AFC behind the Denver Broncos, who are favorites.
I mean, yeah.
Broncos
the
are
one
plus,
seed.
Broncos are plus 300. Bills are plus 360. Texans plus 500. Patriots plus 600. Jaguars plus 650. Chargers and Ravens are both plus 1,000. And then Steelers
Ravens.
and Colts. I mean, you can't bet the Ravens. I mean, no, you can't bet the Ravens, right?
Why?
No.
Why not?
Okay, I'll tell you why not. It's because we've seen the Ravens with an MVP Lamar Jackson lose in the playoffs. Now what's going to happen when they get a bad version of Lamar Jackson and the defense sucks?
I mean, they played pretty well against Cincinnati, but Cincinnati didn't try. Didn't even try.
It's cooked, right?
Like, what happened there? Like, are we trying to get the head coach fired? Like, what are we doing here? What's going on with Cincinnati?
It does feel like they quit a little bit, huh? Well,
Yeah.
It was, Joe Burrow's comments that I talked myself off the ledge a little bit, thinking he was going to become the next Andrew Luck. I think that it's just like the guy hates losing. But he loves football. Like, he loves football. He just hates losing football. So I think ultimately, like, that's going to be an odd story. But man, the Bengals should not be in the position they're in as a 4-win team right now.
No, they shouldn't, and they definitely need to look a different direction, head coach wise too. I think. Mm-hmm. I mean, this isn't working. Yeah. This isn't working.
No. Okay, so the AFC as it stands. So Denver's your 1 seed. New England, despite choking a 21-0 lead at home, still has a 1-game lead over Buffalo. So the tiebreaker, so they split the season series. But I'll tell you this, man, like, New England better make sure that they win, because Buffalo is facing Cleveland on Sunday. Yeah. They're hosting Philadelphia in your Super Bowl preview in week 17. And then they host the Jets week 18. So, like, I'm going perfect 3-0 for the Bills there. That puts them at 13-4 to close out the year. The Patriots,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But, like, the Patriots are at Baltimore Sunday night, which, as of right now, I know that we're sitting here talking about the Ravens being no good. As of right now, the Ravens are favored in that game by 3 points.
Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore in that one.
And then at the Jets, and then hosting the Dolphins. So if they finish both at 13-4, so what's the tiebreaker if not head to head? Is it division record?
Yeah, divisional, but I don't think either team lost to anybody besides each other, right?
No. Buffalo lost to the Dolphins. Remember, they got crushed by the Dolphins?
Oh, yeah.
So I think that would be
Patriots.
So yeah.
Patriots
really Buffalo needs New England to lose 2 games.
Yeah.
Which doesn't feel super like possible here, considering they end the year against the Jets and the Dolphins.
2 teams that have 0 to play for and do not care one bit.
Yeah. But, like, you know how it is with these NFL teams. Like, they're all about the meaningless wins because it's guys fighting for their jobs and their roster spots and whatever. Like, the Dolphins are masters at that. Like, the Dolphins are going to end up as a 7-win team despite being totally non-competitive the entire season just because of meaningless wins.
Yeah. Oh, it's possible.
So, all right. So New England's still in a good spot there for that 2 seed. Jacksonville's the 3 seed. And I mentioned to you before the show a little bit, like, the Jaguars, if they're able to win at Denver, like, they're suddenly in a position to where they can grab one of those top 2 seeds in the AFC, especially if Denver ends up losing another one to either at Kansas City, which probably not at this point with no Mahomes, but then like hosting the Chargers, and we know the Chargers are going to have something to play for in Week 18. They want to make sure that they have a playoff spot. They'd much rather face Pittsburgh in the playoffs than Jacksonville, and who knows, maybe even if Denver loses, then them and the Chargers like that. Are the Chargers live in that division?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. They just keep finding ways. So yeah, I guess they are.
Yeah, because they beat Denver Week 3. So yeah, if they're separated by a game going into Week 18, that's for the division. Mm-hmm. So like this could open up all sorts of possibilities here for the Chargers to win the division, for Jacksonville to grab one of the top 2 seeds. Buffalo is still alive. Like there's a lot of scenarios here at play. The one, again, scenario I feel very good about, much like the NFC South getting the 4 seed, is the winner of the AFC North is going to get the 4 seed. And right now that's Pittsburgh, up by a game. And I feel like Pittsburgh has this one. They end the year at Detroit, at Cleveland, hosting Baltimore, but I think Pittsburgh holds on.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That Detroit game's brutal for them. With Baltimore taking on, who did you say they're taking on?
Baltimore's got New England this week, hosting New England.
Yeah, so they both got brutal games there, but I'm not as sure on Pittsburgh winning the division. Although they looked better last night. They look good. I mean, Miami kind of quit, but it was a nice win for Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Pittsburgh would be better off if every game was on Monday Night Football. I know that.
Yes. Yeah. What's the stat now with Tomlin?
They've won 21 in a row on Monday Night Football.
That's a good stat. I think so. What is it? The Dolphins in the Tua era are winless in games with kickoffs at 40 degrees or below.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
One.
And so one thing to consider.
Yeah.
Don't they play one of the divisional games on Monday night?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Pittsburgh is like, we'll
do it.
We'll host Buffalo. So Pittsburgh hosting Buffalo. How about that?
So as of right now, it would be Chargers. It would be Chargers at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh hosting Buffalo on Monday night would be wild.
That would be fun. That would be a good game. I like predicting when they'll put all of the games. So it'll be 2 Saturdays. Yeah. It'll be 3 Sunday, then 1 Monday. I can guarantee you this. Houston will be one of the Saturday games. Houston's always Saturday. 100%. Thank you, Rodney. Yep. Yeah. So we know that for sure. Houston, no matter where they are, will be playing on a Saturday.
3:30 on Saturday.
All right. No, I think I got it. I think as of now, they would put Houston that 3:30 game on Saturday. Yep. I think they would go Packers Bears Saturday night.
Another Saturday, okay.
And then Sunday. So it's all leading to this. I think Monday would be Monday. I don't know, but Seahawks Bucks screams Monday night to me. That's like Tampa? The ESPN game. In ESPN game Monday night, Seahawks Bucks. Yeah. And then Sunday morning, the early one, you would have Buffalo Jacksonville. The early CBS game Sunday morning. Or would that be Chargers Pittsburgh?
I mean, I'm guessing the Chargers. I'm guessing the Chargers play 3 mid-afternoon. They want to get to LA,
and then San Francisco, Philadelphia Sunday night.
Yeah, but I think they would prefer to get Chargers LA market in mid-afternoon, right?
I think so.
Yeah, instead of 10 o'clock in the morning in LA, they'd rather play them at 1:30. Yeah. So, I think you nailed it.
I think that's it. Yeah, but guarantee Houston Saturday early
3:30. It's every year.
If it involves Houston or the Bengals, like it's going to be Saturday. Yeah. Yes. All right. So in lieu of your power rankings, which you're going to reveal on Friday, I came up with a fun little game here. So keeping with the NFL, so this is called Player A or Player B. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up some unnamed players and a key stat. And then I want you to tell me which player you'd rather have based on this one stat, okay? And then I'm going to reveal afterwards which player is which player.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Player A or
Yeah.
player B. All right. So number 1, wide receiver A is coming into week 16 with 882 receiving yards. Player B has 840 yards. What do you like?
So this is kind of funny because I think if I pick B, I'm probably
You are okay. So how about this? So in theory, sure, one could do that, but so and I didn't think about that. Truth be told, but for the sake of the game, and the show, play along. What's better? What's better? Is it better to have 882 receiving yards or 840 receiving yards? Let's do that.
Man, I want player A. He's got 42 more yards over
Yeah.
a span of 15 weeks.
Yeah. So I think that's a very wise choice, Rodney. All right. So wide receiver A with 882 receiving yards is Wan'Dale Robinson, cousin Wan'Dale of the New York Giants. Player B is from your Philadelphia Eagles. It's AJ Brown.
Yeah. Wan'Dale has more receiving yards than AJ Brown.
Yeah. All right. Here's another one. So running back A is coming into week 16 with 978 rushing yards. Player B has 940 rushing yards.
I mean, definitely player A. He's going to get to 1,000 first. Yeah, player A for sure.
For sure. Yeah, no, I think that's a good choice. So player A is Rico Dowdle of the Carolina Panthers. Player B is Saquon Barkley, once again, of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I want to trade. I want to take player B.
Trade. I don't know, man. NFL, you take the younger guy, he's more productive, cheaper. Give me Rico Dowdle. All right. Another running back. So, I'll tell you, those are the only 2 Eagles ones. So, running back A has 1,113 yards. Running back B is just behind him at 1,100 yards. So literally, 13 yards separate them.
Yeah, so I'm going to take player B here because I think he's going to be hungry to catch player A.
Yeah,
and scamper for more yards this coming week. I'm going to take player B.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. That's a good choice. Player B is Jahmyr Gibbs, and very, very good running back. And of course, Jahmyr Gibbs is coming into the week hungry to chase Javonte Williams, who is at 1,113 yards.
That's crazy on Javonte having more yards than Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, Gibbs's damage is done also through the pass game too. Gibbs catches a lot of passes. So, but
it's true.
Gibbs is having a great year. Javonte, that's a great year for him.
Yeah, it's an awesome year. And then, all right, last one. Wide receiver A has 4 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Not a ton. Wide receiver B has only got 2 touchdowns this year. It's pretty bad.
I'm trading them both. I don't want either one of them on my team. But for the sake of the show, I'm going to take A here.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, Rodney. Player A is one of the best fantasy receivers of the last couple of weeks, Michael Wilson of the Arizona Cardinals. Player B, are you ready for this? He was a consensus first-round pick from the Minnesota Vikings. It's Justin Jefferson, who has 2 touchdowns through 15 weeks.
Yeah, that's a problem for Minnesota, although they looked better and JJ McCarthy's been better the last 2 weeks, but that's a problem. They're going to have to get that figured out. Like, if I'm the Minnesota brass, I'm like, you two are spending all summer together and figuring this out. You guys got to figure this out. JJ, you got to figure this out because they need them. I think Minnesota to me is more of a reload than a rebuild. I don't think you need to rebuild there in Minnesota, but you do got to figure out that connection.
Well, was it last week where you and I both said Justin Jefferson's going to be traded before 2027?
Yeah, but that means he plays in 2026 in Minnesota.
Yeah. That's assuming. Yes. But yeah, they got to get it figured out. But I couldn't believe that Justin Jefferson has 2 touchdowns all year.
That is crazy. I mean, I knew it wasn't very many, but 2 is wild. 2 is wild. Yeah.
Where's he at? So he's still 19th in receiving yards. He's at 832 yards. So it's not like he's like totally just getting shut out of everything. But some of the receivers immediately ahead of Justin Jefferson include Jalen Waddle, Tet McMillan, Egbuka, Wandale Robinson, Cortland Sutton, and Chris Olave.
Interesting.
And also, Christian McCaffrey has just 12 fewer receiving yards than Justin Jefferson.
Christian
McCaffrey's a running back.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. So, there was all the talk about Jonathan Taylor. I mean, if I'm going non-quarterback, I'm going Christian McCaffrey, period.
But any best any non-quarterback in football.
Yeah, I'm going Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, that's a pretty good choice.
They give him the ball so much. He gets the ball so much. So, I mean, he's 50% of their workload. I mean, he gets the ball so much. Speaking of that, Matthew Stafford favorite to win the MVP. I still think Josh Allen could make a run these last 3 weeks if they do go 13-4, like we mentioned.
It's Matthew Stafford currently has 8 more passing touchdowns than the next highest in the league, Jared Goff. It's only got 5 interceptions. For context, Josh Allen's at 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Yeah. So Stafford has 12 more passing touchdowns, 5 fewer interceptions. Now, Josh Allen makes up a lot of that with his ability on the ground, which rushing, Josh Allen's got 12 rushing touchdowns this year. So
I will say though,
so they're basically same amount of total touchdowns, unless does Stafford have any rushing touchdowns this year? No. So they both have 37 total touchdowns, but Stafford has the better passing numbers at fewer turnovers on the better team.
I will say though, Stafford has a prime opportunity, and play on words here, but Thursday night against Seattle, if he puts on a show, he leads them to a win, has a big night. Like that's with 2 weeks to go, like that's going to be hard to top because he's already the favorite. He goes in Thursday night and he kind of stamps his place in there. Yeah. I could definitely see this being kind of over Friday, but Seattle slows him down. Seattle wins the game. Josh Allen has a big Sunday. We have a debate going in the last 2 weeks.
What has changed with Matthew Stafford this year in particular, where like the last 2 years, Stafford, it was healthy, had 24 and 20 touchdowns. Like he just, was fine. But then this year, 37 with still 3 games to play. Like what changed?
Well, his receivers are really damn good, and I know they were really damn good last year too.
Yeah, I mean, he also had Puka Nacua at a prime Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
in the playoffs, and all they did was just get rid of Kupp and replace him with Devontae Adams. Like that's
I mean, my answer there, and I know he had him then too, is just the continued connection with Sean McVay, right? And I know McVay was there then too. I mean, but like I don't see Stafford doing this in many other offenses and many other led offenses than what McVay's doing with him. They talk all the time, and we have no idea because we're not in the clubhouse, in the locker rooms. But like the connection of McVay and Stafford, they say is like literally one of a kind. So I don't know. I did just another year and some more.
I mean, it's his
kinks. It's his figured out.
Yeah, I mean, it's his 5th year there with the Rams already. And what's crazy too is like, not only is he on track to get a career high in passing touchdowns, which was 41 previously, but his first year with the Rams, the year that they won the Super Bowl, he had 17 interceptions.
Yeah.
He's got 5.
Yeah.
He's going to throw for more touchdowns and way fewer interceptions.
That goes down as one of the best trades of all time for both teams, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It absolutely transformed both franchises. And if you ask both of them today, both of them would be like, absolutely hell freaking yeah, we would do that again.
Yeah. No, and Jared, neither quarterback or head coach necessarily has ill will towards the other anymore. Maybe they did initially, like they felt kind of bad for themselves, but
statistically, Jared Goff is the second best passer in the NFL this year, behind Matthew Stafford. Like they're 2 of the top quarterbacks in the league. And the Goff trade also led to draft picks, which the Lions used to just build their whole foundation. Like it's crazy.
That's one of the rare times where trades worked out really well for both teams.
Mm-hmm. All right, really quick before we get to a segment that I'm dreading more than any other in the history of our show, I do want to mention that. Oh yeah, the NBA Cup. It's on right now.
Oh,
The
who knew?
championship. The NBA Cup championship is on as we speak. There's 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. And right now the New York Knicks are ahead 104-97 against the San Antonio Spurs. Roddy, I don't know if you caught any of that game on Saturday between the Spurs and the Thunder. In case you missed it, the Oklahoma City Thunder were handed their second loss of the season by the Spurs. The Spurs were super impressive. The downside, though, is that it kind of lost some steam because it was one of those absolute unwatchable last couple minutes where it was a 3-point game. So the Spurs were intentionally fouling so that the Thunder could only get 2 points at the line. And it sort of just dragged on like that for a few minutes. And it lost a little bit of luster there. But how about those Spurs, man? They're 18-7. They just gave the Spurs a loss. And I mean, they're losing right now, but they could end up with an NBA Cup.
Yeah, no, and I don't think either of us are overly surprised. We both like the Spurs and their roster, but they did a lot of it with Wemby out. Obviously, he's back now, but how
He
they
came back
played
on
with
Saturday.
Wemby
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
how they played with Wemby out, I think, is the biggest factor. There is they not only kept their head above water, but they succeeded without him.
Mm-hmm. And I think Wemby came off the bench today.
Yeah.
20 minutes. He has 16 points in 20 minutes off the bench right now. So, yeah, they're still starting Luke Cornett right now for the time being. So kind of just like, hey, you're not 100% yet, but it's the cup. They know. Mitch Johnson knows the importance of the NBA Cup.
They're talking about moving the cup out of Vegas already. I don't know where the new location they would like, but are they not happy with Vegas?
I would be in favor of them playing it at one of the team's home arenas.
Yeah.
And making it feel, because I think having it in a neutral arena just like, because the crowd's not really into it. You don't have a ton of actual fans. It's more just like casuals and rich people who famously are not super rah at sporting events. So yeah, I'd be fine with moving it. Now, how to determine who gets that home court advantage in the game, I'm not sure. That's kind of the downside
having
with
that venue
like this where it's one game. Yeah, and the venue. That's also a good point. So there are some complications.
Right. I mean, if there's an open date for the venue, you're kind of crazy to not have another event there. So like having it open a week ahead of time is not real likely. So, but yeah, I don't know much more than that. I heard the headline of NBA Cup looking at moving out of Vegas, and I was a little surprised because I thought maybe Vegas was doing a good job with it, but
All right, let's just get it over with. It's best.
Yeah, let's do.
You may have noticed that my nickname for today's show is Owen. If you're having questions about that, it will soon be revealed. So I'll go ahead and let Rodney drive this.
Yeah,
because you were so happy. You went into this room on Monday to just put in the results, just because I'm sure you were curious.
Well, I really was. I really was, because I was like, I think I did fairly well if I remember all my bets right. And then I knew you lost the hockey one. I knew you lost the hockey one. I knew you had the Giants, so I knew I was going to be looking pretty good. But anyways, I started my best bets for betting on Sunday and stayed with all Sunday games, all NFL. And who knew, it worked. I mean, if I wasn't playing college football doing best bets for betting, this would be over. I'd be up double digits on you. Buffalo -1.5, easy one, right? I mean, they were only down 3 scores. Buffalo -1.5 over the Patriots. Bet good teams. That's the key.
Bet good teams that can overcome 21-0 deficits. I mean, the Bills did it too. Like, they were down double digits against Cincinnati in the fourth quarter, and then they just scored 3 touchdowns in like 2 seconds. They just they just seem to just do this regularly. They're a good team. All right. So as you mentioned, this hockey game. So the Blackhawks Blues, I looked after the first period. It's 2-1 Blues after the first period. I'm like, sick. 3 goals in 20 minutes. I'm on track. That's a win. The game ended 3-2. I guess they decided to bear down and play defense and goaltend, and I'm sickened by it. The game did also cost Connor Bedard his shoulder. So thoughts and prayers to another generational superstar in Chicago.
Yeah. Blues picked up that win, thankfully. All right, second one, Rams minus 5.5. Another one, easy. I mean, they're only down double digits. Rams are another team that, man, when they want to score, they can score, and Detroit can't stop it cold. So the Rams, 5.5-point favorites, won by 7, I think. Might have been 6, but won by a touchdown.
Yeah. All right. Bad team, ass team, lost to another ass team. This is the first. So the Giants have lost 4 straight to the Commanders. So they've lost back-to-back head-to-heads against the Commanders. It's the first time that that's happened against Washington since 82 and 83. So how many years is that? 42 years. So 42 years since the Giants have lost both season series against Washington.
Not good.
I got nothing. No, I got nothing. All right, continue.
All right, so like this team coming in, they were playing well and still are. Houston Texans against the team I feel kind of quit. Yeah, Michael Wilson's getting the ball. Trey McBride's getting the ball. They got nothing else. They literally can't do anything else. Arizona could not compete. I went Houston minus 9.5, and it was a winner. Made me 3-0 to start today. Houston minus 9.5.
I think the Raiders are bad. That's all I got here. So also, I saw a great stat, Rodney. So not only are the Raiders bad, but they are the healthiest team in the NFL this year. They have the fewest amount of players currently on the IR or PUP list. So they can't even say, oh, we were so hurt, that's why we were bad. They're healthier than every other team. They're just that bad. So
that's funny.
Awful team. Awful
Not
bad.
good. All right. So my theme of picking good teams, San Francisco minus 12.5 over the Titans. At this point, I feel like the really bad teams are struggling to keep pace. Maybe earlier in the year they could hang in there, but maybe they're giving up a little bit. San Francisco minus 12.5. I think they won by 13, but it was enough. 12.5-point favorites. I got it. And I moved to 4-0 on the weekend.
Yeah. I had the quad box for those 3:00 games, which there were some good games there. You had you had like Packers Broncos there. You had Rams Lions. You had the Panthers in a game that was huge. So, but I had to exclude one, and I excluded this 49ers Titans game. So this was the only one in that 3:00 window that I was like, I had no idea what happened, but I saw they won. Scored 40-something points. Good for you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Browns, bad team. Bears pulverized you. I'm shocked by the amount of people there at Soldier Field, but then again, I shouldn't be because football fans are insane. So
yeah, I've asked several Bears fans, including a couple tonight, if they were given free tickets, free transportation, free food, free drinks, and had the day off the next day, if they would go to Soldier Field. And most of them I know said, "Hell no, hell no." I'm with you. Not going to that game. Jim, our buddy Jim Matson had a lovely young couple that went to their first ever game at Soldier Field, in the very, 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 very top, which you know how cold that is. You're basically
I know
all of lake wind, and they got moved to second row behind the Bears bench by the Bears brass. Congrats to them, and that's a classy move by the Bears front office or promotional team, whatever you want to call it, but kind of a cool story there. But they said it was much warmer, but still very cold down by the field.
You get the giant heat blasters that they have on the sideline. You probably feel some of that.
Yeah. Well, and you also have the big boys. Anyways, New Orleans. This one kind of got lucky, but really all my games, 3 of my games needed comebacks. Buffalo needed to come back. Rams needed to come back, and the Saints needed to come back. And they won the game. And I said I thought they could win straight up, and they did. Saints plus 2.5 over Carolina.
Yeah. Packers Broncos. They scored more points than I thought they would. So that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. So after I went 5-0.
Yeah.
And you went 0-5. I
Owen.
now hold
Owen.
a 4-game lead. I am 42-38. You are 38-42. I have a 4-game lead over. And you know I'm taking 5 NFL games this week.
Well, yeah, because you're afraid. You're afraid of getting that college smoke. I think I have to bet exclusively on the college football playoff. That's the only chance that I have to get back in this.
Well, you got a game Friday night. You got 3 on Saturday. So, yeah, you got 4
Yep.
opportunities there. And good luck. Good luck. But I am going 5 NFL games. Haven't looked yet. Haven't even looked at the slate. But we'll do that. We'll do that on Friday morning. It's our last Friday morning show.
Yes. I mean, I could tell you this, man. If it's anything like the games that we did talk about, which was the Rams Seahawks on Thursday night, which we're gonna, I guess, recap that on Friday. Then Packers Bears on Saturday. Like, that's pretty strong. Pretty strong primetime games at least. Plus then like Bucks Panthers, Steelers Lions, Patriots Ravens. 49ers Colts on Monday night used to have some luster, but
yeah,
it's
I will be Sunday. I will be at the Wing House, which is one of my favorite locations in Tampa, Florida. It is directly across the street from Raymond James Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I can't watch the entire slate because my nephew's basketball game, I believe, is at 3:00. So we'll watch the first half of the early slate. But the Wing House literally can sit at the table and see Raymond James. Now, Tampa Bay is on the road, but that's a big game. That's a huge game. I would guess the Wing House will be hopping with Tampa fans. So I'll send you a picture from the Wing House.
The Wing House?
Yeah, so think kind of a Hooters-ish. Kind of Hooters-ish.
Yeah, no, I got that. Yeah, I got that with the Wing House, I assumed.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like that. I mean, yeah. It's not inappropriate, but it's
not what.
It's a Hooters.
Say it.
It's a Hooters. I'll have a 14-year-old with me, so stay appropriate, Wing House.
Yeah, Wing House. No funny business. All right, let's do our Mount Rushmore of 17s. This is fitting because honestly, I think Phillip Rivers has got to get on the Mount Rushmore of 17s. Of all the NFL players to wear this number, his stats far outweigh everyone else. Some of the other 17s, though. Now this is where it's interesting because I think we're going to have a couple modern day players to consider with this.
Yeah.
So number 17 is Josh Allen. So
yeah, we're going to have some modern. We're going to have some modern in Major League Baseball too. But go ahead.
I'm going to get to that. I'm focusing on football here. So, we could look at Devontae Adams as well.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin. Now we're not gonna put Terry McLaurin on there, but okay, so Phillip Rivers, do you put him on the Mount Rushmore?
I mean, yeah, but I think we're gonna have some really, really good opportunities for some really good players coming up here. We could start with Phillip Rivers and Josh Allen.
Yeah, cool. I tell you, so hockey. So Dan was kind enough to send a list of the best 17 since he wasn't going to be able to make tonight's show. So let me know if any of these guys stand out to you for 17s. Rod Brindamore, Wendell Clark, Matt Cullen, 2 years of Gordie Howe, Ilya Kovalchuk, that was a good player, Yari Curry, and Basil McRae.
No, I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass on the NHL. But can I give you an NBA name I think might deserve?
Give me an NBA name, and I want to know if it's the same name that I have.
I mean, I think it's got to be John Havlicek, 8-time NBA champion, 13-time All-Star. I mean, I know he wasn't our time, but I'm going to say he probably deserves, right?
Hondo probably gets on there too. Chris Mullin was also number 17. But yeah, I think of NBA, I think it's got to be Havlicek. I think that's the right call.
So unfortunately, if we're going Phillip Rivers, Josh Allen, and John Havlicek, we only need one for Major League Baseball. And there's some pretty freaking good names in Major League Baseball that wore 17.
Yeah.
But I think there's only one that can go on here.
All right. Who are you going to say?
I think I got to say Shohei Ohtani, bro. Like, if we're going Josh Allen, we got to go Shohei Ohtani. Like, don't you think? But Shohei Ohtani deserves this more than Josh Allen.
More than Josh Allen?
Yeah. Right?
I guess.
I mean, multiple MVPs, multiple World Series. He plays both ways of baseball. I just think if you're down to the last one,
if you're into that sort of thing, I suppose that what you're saying makes sense. The best technically, according to Career WAR, the best 17 ever in baseball history, in terms of like how many years he wore it as well, as Todd Helton, who is rightfully a Hall of Famer.
but
now the problem is Todd Helton's career WAR is 61.8. There's a chance like Ohtani's probably going to pass that in the next 2 years.
Yeah, but what about Keith Hernandez? What about Lance Berkman?
Well, okay, so Keith wore it for 8 years. His season with the Mets is when he was number 8. Lance Berkman wore it with the Astros, but then he changed later on. Because like, what was he with the Cardinals? He was what, number 12?
Yes. Was it Mark Grace number 17 as well?
Mark Grace was also number 17. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so I think the easy answer is because Hernandez didn't wear it his whole career, because Berkman didn't wear it his whole career. Now, we're keeping off Todd Helton, which is kind of criminal, but like Shohei Ohtani, Josh Allen, both probably deserving this one.
I would rather kick one of the NFL dorks to the curb and put Todd Helton. But I understand that you can't always get what you want. And because I went 0-5 and you went 5-0, I feel like you should have the final say here.
Which NFL dork are you eliminating?
I mean, like, my head says to eliminate. All right, so my head says to eliminate Josh Allen, but my heart wants to keep Josh Allen there.
Yeah.
Because Josh Allen rules, and he's an MVP, and Phillip Rivers never won an MVP. And also now Phillip Rivers is no longer a legend because now he's currently playing, which just makes him another crappy NFL quarterback for now.
Yeah, and we don't put a lot of current guys in this, and now all of a sudden we got 2 current guys gonna find their way in.
His Pro Football Reference page for the last 4 years, it's just marked out. It says did not play, retired. Parentheses, St. Michael Catholic High School head coach.
Yeah, now he's back in the league. I mean, Phillip Rivers.
Make the call. Make the call.
Phillip Rivers, Josh Allen, Havlicek, and Shohei.
Okay. So no Todd.
I mean, I am really sorry, Todd Helton. I'm really sorry, Keith Hernandez.
I'm gonna build my own miniature Mount Rushmore outside of this fraudulent Mount Rushmore that we've established. And I'm going to have it dedicated to just Todd Helton. I'm going to have Todd Helton with the beard, Todd Helton with the goatee, Todd Helton clean shaven, and then Todd Helton's his Hall of Fame plaque. All 4.
I love that you're on the committee. You're on the Hall of Fame committee or on the Mount Rushmore committee, and you're calling it fraudulent.
Well, okay, so I'm calling it fraudulent because 1, this committee comprised of 2 people, and you, by way of best bets for betting, have the tiebreaker here. So that's why it's like I tried to do everything I could for Todd, but my hands were tied. But I still want to make it right with him because he is great and he is deserving. And I was one of his biggest champions for him to get in the Hall of Fame. So
I tried to. So yeah, so it's like an AD saying, "I'm trying to do everything I can to get Notre Dame in, but you're not in.
Right.
So we're gonna let you in. We're gonna let you in the NIT."
I had a public interaction on Twitter with Kurt Schilling. I know that doesn't sound as cool as it would have like 15 years ago, but talking about how Todd Helton freaking rules because I like posted something about him. It went somewhat viral. Like Kurt Schilling caught wind of it and like replied and basically more or less was like, yeah, that guy was freaking good. Like that. That's all it was. But like, I'm just saying, man. So
you're Twitter famous.
I've had moments.
Yeah.
My biggest moment was getting cold taked about Josh Allen. So
yeah, I remember that one. Good
Yeah,
work on that.
that's
one.
yeah,
That's good.
that's me living in infamy. But yeah.
All right,
All
let's
right.
get ready to get out of here. We have one more show in 2025. That'll be Friday morning, 8 a.m. We will get you ready for all the sports weekend, big weekend of sports. Looking forward to that. So that's coming up. That reminder, our new program time, 2026, Thursday night, 9 p.m. instead of Friday morning. Substack's roughly 70 units ahead for 2025. So if you missed out, you're not, you just simply don't like money. Get signed up at Substack. It's up in that corner.
It's this corner for me and all of the normal people, all the normies. Whatever
And,
corner. I mean, there's a QR code somewhere on the screen. Just scan it, you imbeciles.
Find it.
Just find it.
Right.
It's not hard.
Find it.
I was just gonna say all of the episodes wherever you get your podcast, you know the deal right now. But yeah, find the QR code. Seriously, if you can't find it, I can't help you.
You are truly a dummy, and what we call you dummy, you are actually a dummy. So
yeah, I would like to congratulate the New York Knicks. My entire lifetime, they haven't won shit, but now the New York Knicks can officially call themselves an NBA Cup champion.
Super excited, Knicks.
Will the Knicks put up a banner, even if it's a smaller banner, even if it's because the Lakers have a small NBA Cup champion banner from their win 2 years ago. They have a small one.
Yeah.
Because obviously they've won, was it 16, 17 titles?
Yeah.
So they have that though still reference. That's Lakers. The Knicks, who have what, two NBA championships? Will they put up an NBA Cup banner at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, I think they will. And I pour one out for Tom Thibodeau, who was not able to get a NBA Cup championship. They won it without you, Tibbs. Sorry about that.
This is a big day. So congratulations to the Knicks. They're the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, by the way, behind the Detroit Pistons. We didn't talk much NBA today. I had some NBA thoughts. Maybe we could, if there's time on Friday. I know we're going to be talking a lot of college football and NFL, but want to get some thoughts in before the new year. But
yeah,
that Denver Houston game. I watched the Denver Houston game last night. I went to overtime. That was a great game. Those are 2 really good basketball teams.
Really good, yeah. And back to the Knicks, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a contender in the East. They really are. I mean, There is no true number 1 in the East. I mean, you could say Detroit, but until they actually show us something, show us something in the postseason, the Knicks are about as good as anyone in the East. So Knicks Thunder NBA Finals is not out of the question.
The battle of Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be fun for the Garden in June. See, the Rangers aren't going to make the Cup Finals, but
no, they are not. No. But yeah, all right, let's get out of here. He is Rodney Newpol. I am Tim Owen Van Straten. We'll be back Friday morning, our final Friday morning show and our final show of 2025. But thanks to everyone who chimed in tonight. Thanks to everyone who stuck around, all 100 plus of you who chimed in and watched a little bit of our show tonight. But catch us on Friday for another edition of the stupidest sports show on earth. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Straten.